That's probably the one of the most common themes, that they want to move faster, but they end up jeopardizing that entire thing. Three things, simple. One, two, three columns. We'll go basic. We'll get back to a Google spreadsheet on Excel and write them.
I cannot find the parking. All these simple things, the AI can answer. So we actually replaced £1,100 a month to £40 a month for software.
Are you a left brainer and are you a right brainer? Until you have that understanding, you can't really identify those patterns. And if you don't identify the patterns, you can't really do anything about them.
So thank you very much, Abhi, for coming to my podcast, Business Breakthrough. It's very nice having you. Would you maybe just start opening up something about yourself? What is it you do, so we can get to know you a little bit more?
Sure. Thank you for having me, Vincent. So what I do is, since the start of this year, I've been working on this idea that I had at a networking event where I'm sitting across the table from two people, one who's in the mindset space and one who's in technology space, right? And my background's been more revenue focused, business management, and just getting systems and processes right? So I just had this brainwave. It was almost like a epiphany, and I was like, these are the three key reasons why business revenues plateau, right? It's either a mindset block or a revenue and systems block, or everything's fine, but the execution from a technology standpoint is just lacking. So I was like, why don't we just bring it all together and help package it, productize it, and offer it to SMEs, right? Because typically, 0 to 10 staff, the business owner is wearing a lot of hats. I've been there, I've done that, I understand the pain. And I also understand the pain of being ambitious and passionate and not being able to move as fast as you would like to sometimes, because of one of those three reasons. So, like, how can we come up with something, an offering, which could be an SME's best friend, an owner's best friend, right? So that's what that's what I have built. So, and the name of the company, I have the logo here, that's Propel. And yeah, Propel, that's the name of the brand. And essentially, it's a revenue-focused platform, right? In which an SME business owner, if they get stuck for any one of those three reasons, they would have the ability to get support. Now, the support could look like business advisory consulting. It could look like operational support. It could be helping them streamline their processes, helping them identify, is their tech stack good enough, and suggesting and implementing the right systems and processes in place to help them get back on track so the revenue propels. That's thinking. That's what that's what I work on.
Okay. And then have you already launched it?
Yes. So I have clients in the UK, New Zealand, and Australia. And like just this morning, I had a call with one of my clients in the UK, and one thing led to the other, and we were talking about some mindset blocks that he's had. He's been in business for about 43 years, and he's amazing at what he does, but his conversion rate's just down in the dumps, and he was like, Abhi, what do I do? So so Propel was launched earlier this year. And what we built is the technology aspect, the AI-powered technology platform. That's what's getting built. And the focus of that is bring all of these key problems that business owners face, find solutions, and offer them in the shape of a platform that they can just go in and find solutions.
Okay. So is it the form of like a subscription? They pay that platform and they can have a certain access, or how does it really work?
Essentially, at this stage, Propel is being offered as an engagement offering. So they would engage Propel for a set time frame. It could be a time frame focused, or it could be a project focused, right? With it, which is primarily based on an outcome, right? So currently, that's what's being offered. The moment we have the platform live, there would also be an element of a subscription model in there, which will supplement the project-based engagements. Just to give you an example, someone that I was talking to again today, Brisbane-based, they run a design company, right? Now, all of the aspects of for solid growth are there in the business, right? They have the people who are technically sound. They have technology which is fit for purpose. However, what's missing is a secret sauce, everything that connects each of them to help you get the most out of people and systems, right? And that's what Propel is going to help them with, give them a direction, bring them back on track. And then the moment we have the platform available for them to use, it's in beta testing right now. So they'll be able to, become part of our subscription base then.
And so would you have any specific idea or a problem which you maybe were already facing with some clients, or you think like this is something you will be facing, like based on obviously your ideal client, and how exactly you would help them with that, if you would have any example of that?
Sure. So are you talking about problems that my clients or the ideal customers face, or are you now talking about
Yes.
the
Yeah. The ideal client, like what the problems
Sure.
they are facing and how specifically you would go about it. I understand that they would engage with someone, business advisory, getting more revenue or something, but what
Mhm.
specifically they would
Let
do?
me just plug in the charger here. Yeah, cool. So think of it this way, to give you a specific example, just out of some of the recent conversations. Um, a business owner, I'll give you an example of one of my clients that I spoke to a couple of days back, right? That's probably the most common problem that I'm seeing out there. They get recommended. So when you get into business, you have some idea as to what you want to do. It's some sort of problem that you're trying to solve. It could be a product business, it could be a service-based business. As you get deeper and you start building that business out, you start realizing I'm great at what I do from a subject matter expertise perspective. However, I probably either don't have an idea about the tech stack, and they would ask around in their network, hey, what tools do you use? What tools do you use, right? And sometimes based on recommendations, they might get into a few tools, they might subscribe, they might sign up, they might pay thousands of dollars. Uh, and then as they get deeper and deeper and deeper, they're just always feeling that this is not good enough. This is not well suited for what I was after. What Because my business is still inefficient. I'm still thinking of hiring more people, even though cash is tight. I'm trying to grow the revenue, but people costs keep increasing because I always need more support because I'm unable to effectively use the software, the tools that I have available, right? And they have that original tool and they're too deeply entrenched in it that they can't move away now. It's not easy, it's painful, as you might relate to. Once you have a CRM system or something, you're just too deeply entrenched, you can't move away, it's really sticky. And then you supplement that by, oh, probably the task management element of this system isn't suitable, or the email marketing to functionality in this system isn't suitable, right? And then they start adding on stuff, but one doesn't talk to the other. And now they have this bunch of tools that they're paying for regularly,
Yeah.
and the system is still inefficient. And the team hates it because every day the business owner is like, I wish we could move faster. And they bring in another tool. And the team's like, oh, do I have to now learn another tool and another tool and another tool, right? Even though it's a problem of simplifying things, they end up, unfortunately, complicating things. So that's probably one of the most common themes, that they want to move faster, but they end up jeopardizing that entire thing. And it's typically a systems issue, a lack of processes issue.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, it makes sense. To be honest, I can see it also, and not only in other people, because I also do some coaching and clients, but also with our companies. Like we use one tool, and then we want to swap to the different one. But as you said, it's not as simple. There are contract, like year-long contract, so you cannot actually swap it anytime you want. So then you need to make that decision: do I cancel and I'm keep paying for another 6 months and already paying a new tool? And like what tool to have, because there are, like you mentioned, there's so many different ones to try, and it's definitely it's important to have someone who understands those tools to use them properly for that kind of a business. And I can definitely see how beneficial and these proper can be for people to ask the right questions, to deep dive into these conversations, so they can actually use the right tool from the day one, and after they will not gonna be actually need a change. And I can see them also stuff like we use one tool to check in. I have a cleaning company,
Yeah.
so they start checking in, and after we're like, okay, this one is too expensive per person. Let's find a different one. So we found a different one, half the price, does the same job. So we then tell them, okay, now you need to download this new app. This one you delete, forget about this. And I'm like, new app, and I'm like complaining that there's a new app. I'm like, just do it.
Exactly. And the business owners, they're like, I want you to hire people so I can grow the business. I give you
Yeah,
tools that can help you do your work more efficiently, more effectively, so that it's not a pain for you. But invariably, it ends up becoming an environment that no one's really enjoying, right? And
yeah,
literally, to answer the second part of your question, where do I step in? Uh, it's not that I know everything about all the tools, but I've used enough tools and I've felt enough pain growing my own business that I understand what to
yeah,
prioritize and what is probably how do you get back to the basics? How do you prioritize the fundamentals? And I literally, that's what I do. It's like, forget everything. We're not going to implement more tools. We're not going to introduce anything else. We're going to take you back to the fundamentals.
yeah,
Start from time sheeting. What do you do when you wake up? What do you do the entire day? Three things, simple. One, two, three, three columns. We'll go basic. We'll get back to a Google spreadsheet on Excel and write down where did you start your day? Anything above 10 minutes, write it down. How much time did you spend? And can it be delegated or not? Don't worry about who would it be delegated to, how would it be delegated. Just write down, can it be or not?
yeah,
That's it. Take it back, and then we work from those diagnostics and we work forward from there, right? Because they're already overwhelmed, most of them, because they want to, go sell, they want to get more clients, they want to grow more revenue, cash is
yeah,
tight. So
yeah,
yeah, just go back to the basics. Just keep it simple.
yeah. We just one recent one actually from this week. So I have one of the businesses we have. It's a holiday-led management,
Yeah.
but the problem we are having is in Edinburgh, especially, there is a new law, new licensing, and
Mm-hmm.
no, there are two things. But to make it simple, there is a new license, and if you don't get the license, you basically will be forced to close your holiday-led. And we manage for another people, like we don't own them, but we manage for other people. And
Yeah.
if they get obviously the letter, you need to close. So there is nothing we can do. We need to close. So we're gonna lose that revenue. So in the
Yeah.
past 12 months, I think we lost maybe 6 properties in Edinburgh, and Edinburgh is the busiest city for holiday let, to be honest, as one of the best in the UK. So obviously the revenue from 6, it's good for a management company, the
Yeah.
revenue wise. But we still have the same amount of staff, right?
Yeah.
So and then we were like, okay, so this is going down, but the expenses are staying the same. So this is not really good. So we were trying to figure it out. And then we
Yeah.
were going into the tool which we are already using, AirCall, for
Mhm.
calling people, from the software, so we can record if there are any issues, and obviously we can track things. And we were like, okay, let's check actually how many calls actually we are receiving now. The person we are
Yeah.
paying, it was a
Mhm.
VA, paying like 1,100 a month, and like,
Yeah.
and we find out that actually there is not that many calls as we thought that they are, because we have less properties, and we also created more videos and I don't know, and other emails and messages, so people can help themselves. So we figured out that actually there's not that many calls that it was like 12 months ago, and we were
Yeah.
like, okay, what can we do about it? And then we checked, and I gave it to my manager, and she found out that there is the AI air call that actually when they call us, we can actually feed it with so much knowledge that they're going to
Exactly.
answer all these basic questions they are calling. Like, I cannot find the key safe box. Where is the code for key safe box? I don't know. I cannot find the parking. All these simple things the AI can answer. So we actually
Yeah.
replaced £1,100 a month to £40 a month for software. just
That's it.
just this week, actually. I just gave the notice actually this week to the VA. I mean, she's not on a contract because it's VA, so
Yeah.
she's on a rolling basis.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but not like I could do it sooner, but I didn't check the data. But by using the article and checking the data and finding out about those things and what is possible. So if I would just, for example, know that you exist, so I could ask you, hey guys, this is my issue. What can you do? And you could maybe just say, hey, this is what you should do. And I would maybe do it months ago, and I would already save maybe £6,000. and I could,
Yeah.
I don't know, buy my another watch.
100%. Exactly. Right. And that's it. Sometimes, like, just to build on that, a lot of times in business revenue isn't growing, the obvious thinking, the obvious sort of gut feeling is, oh, maybe I'm not getting enough leads. Maybe
Yeah.
the quality of leads I have is not good enough, right? I used to be the head of sales for a software company, a SaaS company, and another SaaS company before that. And I can tell
Uh-huh.
you, I've been guilty of doing that. Always think, oh, it's a marketing issue, right? But now
Yeah.
that's a few lifetimes away. And ever since having run my own, grown my own sort of successful design to build construction business and sort of growing, propel, working with so many business owners, it's sometimes just like you found out, you went deeper. You go a few levels deeper, you diagnose and you find out the problem could be just be something entirely different.
Yeah.
Like maybe the quality of leads are coming in, but your salesperson isn't really doing the basics, right? Are you
Yeah.
understanding who the decision maker is? Do you know if that is really the decision maker or the decision maker is actually someone else, right? Have you asked them
Mm.
for their budget, for their intent, for their timelines? No. Then how are you expecting the sale to land? You're just praying and praying it will land, right? So, that's what I coach some of the business owners on. Is like, rather than jumping to conclusions and assumptions really quickly, just take a step back. It's hard in the moment, but take a step back, right? And then really go into the data because the data doesn't lie, right? You can, you can tweak data, but it usually doesn't lie. You go look at the numbers, they'll tell you a story, and that's the story you got to believe in.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. 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 It's absolutely true. It's like I'm definitely guilty of that because I'm really into like taking action and doing this and making this happen, business happen, and going, finding
Yeah.
out clients and this and this. I can push, I can bring the revenue, but
Yes.
after I'm not in, I'm learning it more and more, but like measuring more and more data to see
Yeah.
actually what works, what doesn't, and what we should change there and there. Um,
Yeah.
and that's I can see it's really really powerful, and I can see a lot of people they don't think that way because it's like when you start the business, a lot of like you JT always says left brainer, right brainer. But like if you think like a lot of people who start the business, I think they are a really right brainer because they are
Yeah.
like they have that passion, like
Yeah.
yes, I'm gonna
Okay.
do that, I'm gonna change that. But they don't have the left side of the brain, which I
Yeah.
don't, and it's missing. So now I'm very lucky my business partner is a left brainer, so that's good. But I didn't have
Yes.
him for the first 3 years.
Yes.
So and I can see with a lot of people, I have a friend, she just launched her business and I can see
Yeah.
she's really hard and she goes for it. But I can see so many mistakes she does. But I cannot tell her really. I mean, I don't coach her, and for free, I don't give advice because she wouldn't even take it for free.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to see, and
Yeah.
more of these events, like you mentioned in the beginning, we do. Like we go to JT, and I do a lot
Yeah.
of events with Tony Robbins, and constantly something. We grow and
Yeah.
grow and leveling up that you can see all the other problems which other people are having, which you can help, right? So
100%. And you've touched upon two very important things there, Vincent. And this is something we were talking about, JT and I at lunch yesterday, and we were talking about exactly this, that it starts with an understanding, right? If you don't even understand what's your inclination, are you a left brainer and are you a right brainer? Until you have that understanding, you can't really identify those patterns. And if you don't identify the patterns, you can't really do anything about it. And I was telling him about myself. I was like, I'm a hardcore left brainer now, but I wasn't. I used to be a right brainer growing up. I was a right
mhm,
brainer. Data, not interested, right? It was all about action. It was about gut. It was about just emotion and gut and all of that. But then sure, speed of implementation is key. 100%. You can't take that away from success. For success, you got to act. You can't just sit and wait for things to happen. However, as you've identified, just from my own experience over time, as you start looking at trends and like, actually, you know what, had I done this step instead of this, it would have turned into a completely different outcome. And
mhm,
that outcome could have helped me get another 100 grand in revenue. And that,
yeah,
it just happens, as we, like you said, as we invest in our growth, right? And it's all about just identifying it and just growing. And which is why, like you and I, we work with others in some respect to help them grow, right? And that's where the value is, right? But at the end of the day, the end user, the client, they need they the pain should be deep enough for them to act on it, right? If they're doing
mhm,
things for the sake of it, maybe they don't really want to grow, right? And they
Yeah.
need to be coachable. If they're coachable, then brilliant. We can add value, they'll receive value, and they'll actually grow. It'll give us satisfaction, right?
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That is so many like. How long are you actually part of the JT? Because I'm new. I joined in March. My first event was in January
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
But
So I joined in July last year, so not too long.
okay.
So it's more than a year and 3 months now. But it's been fantastic, the network, the learnings, yeah,
Have you done the mega success last year?
I wasn't able to do the mega success. I make it a point to go to each one of his events. Like in the last 15 days, I've been to 3 or 4 of his events.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, there's just so much to learn, and it's always a good opportunity to go, catch up with like-minded people, the network, the insiders, and everyone else.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I make it a point. I take out time, I block out my day. I was there in Sydney for the AI event. I
And
was, yeah,
where are you based in Australia?
I'm in Brisbane.
Oh,
I'm in
that's
Brisbane.
nice. That's so cool. Like so many people live in Brisbane. So
Yeah,
I actually had an idea.
yeah.
So I'm heading to Australia in like second half of the February till for 5 weeks, yeah.
Oh
Because
yeah,
I
nice.
have booked myself like for a year and a half ago for an event. It's a you have it, the association in Australia. We have it in the UK. It's actually in 17 different countries. In UK,
Mm,
in Canada, and USA. It's a speaking association, like professional
sure.
speaking association.
Right.
So you have it also in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going for a global speaking summit, which is in Cairns
Mm-hmm.
in March. So what I'm
Yes.
doing, I'm gonna take all my family. I've never been to Australia, so I'm very excited. I'm gonna take all my family. We travel, I think Melbourne, and then we're
Mm.
gonna hire a motorhome and we're gonna travel on the East Coast. So I'm gonna end up in Cairns for that event. So
Yep.
my idea is to get a few people together. I'm thinking
Mm.
maximum maybe 12, and do a
Yep.
mastermind together so we can build stronger connections. So
Yes.
because I've done already a lot of interviews with people from Australia. So I'm gonna be speaking next week with Daniel Cox. He's so cool. He's done the interview with me, like very successful. I don't know where he lives, but
I know. I met him in Sydney.
you did,
Yeah.
you did. So I need to ask him where he lives, but I have already two other people from Insiders, Christina, and who was the other one? One more, and they live
Mm.
actually just an hour from Brisbane, and
Yes.
then it's me, and there is my
Yes.
business partner from UK coming with another as well person. So I
Mm.
calculated already 6 of us. If you would be there and the time would work and everything would work, and if you would like to join, so that would be cool because I
Yeah.
want to bring like 10, 12 people together. It's
Yep.
I want just to people to cover the cost, so we will just pay towards the meeting room and the food,
Yep. Yep.
whatever. It's not like any ticket price. I don't want to make any money on it. It's just to bring people together so we can
Yep.
get to know a little bit more because
Yep.
build stronger connections so we can maybe help each other with any way in the future, So if you would be in, I would love to have you.
Done. 100%. That's what
Cool.
I that's what I always say. If I can help you create a win-win relationship, you can count me in.
Perfect.
And regarding meeting rooms and those sort of things, that's fine. Logistics, I'm local, I'll help you with that.
Yeah, no, that'll be even better. Yeah, because I don't know anything about Australia. Yeah, just just
Yeah, we want you to focus on enjoying Australia. We can figure out the logistics locally. That's fine.
yeah. People are telling me
That's exciting.
be
Yeah.
careful on alligators and crocodiles and other things and my kids and it's like, Daddy, I don't know if we will be swimming in the sea, like people. I'm like, don't worry, there are signs. Don't worry, we'll swim.
Yeah. I mean, see, I've been here for some time now. I haven't really seen an alligator or a crocodile.
Hey, we got a little bit cut with Abhi about this proper business, what he does. But it's okay. Something happened with his computer, it froze, but it's okay. We can keep continuing and have another podcast later on. But the thing is, if you like data and if you think like data is something what you need for your business, I've shooted an amazing interview in the past with Daniel Cox, also from Australia. He has sold his business for 8 figures and he's working on another few businesses and he's data expert. So I would recommend go and check this interview as your next one if you like data. That's going to be all from me.